as you know, the chapter number 1, that is matter in surrounding, that is over. Now this is the time to solve the NCERT exercise. So try to understand, in this chapter two types of exercises are there. One is the in-text exercise. Their answers I will try hard to complete, but first I would like to complete the chapter ending exercise first. And most of these exercises, while explaining the chapter only, I have solved, but keeping in mind that some question may have some problem, so I will again explain them. So try to understand, these questions are already solved in extra marks, but I will explain them further. You don't worry. And now you are facing one more problem. You don't have books. That is why it is mandatory to write the questions also, so that later on you should make the notes and you remember those questions also. Because right now you are not in the school and books are also not available. So I am forced to solve these answers with the help of NCERT. Otherwise I have to write the question and further their answer. So don't worry, you see the questions from extra mark and answer I will explain, and their answer again I will show you. So don't worry. Now question number first. Start.
Go.
Yes. So cadet, the first question is, convert the following temperature to the Celsius scale. Convert the following temperature to the Celsius scale. A is 293 Kelvin and B is 473 Kelvin. So I will solve this one. I hope that you already I have given you the formula. You can solve this one. There is no issue with that one. But I will try hard to complete this one also.
Go.
Okay. So in question number 1, the first given temperature is 297 Kelvin. You have to convert this one into degree Celsius. So as you know, the formula to convert into degree Celsius equal to C equal to K minus 273. So the K value is given, that is 297 minus 273. And you know 297 minus 273 equal to, what is there? 734 972 that is equal to 24 degree Celsius. Similarly, for this one, C degree Celsius equal to K minus 273. So now degree Celsius equal to K value is given 470 minus 273. So 470 minus 273 equal to 7. 197 degree Celsius. Stop.
Go.
Dear cadets, there is one correction. Actually, this is 293 Kelvin. So here 293 will come and here answer will come 20 degrees Celsius. Make correction in question number 1. Given temperature is 293 Kelvin.
Go.
Convert the following temperature to the Kelvin scale. In the question number 1, Kelvin temperature was given. You have to convert that one into Celsius scale. Here what is there? Temperature in degree Celsius is given. You have to convert this one into Kelvin scale.
Go.
Yes. So question number 2, temperature in degree Celsius is given. A temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. So the formula is K equal to degree Celsius minus 273. So K equal to C plus 3. Earlier I told minus, actually it is C plus 273. So the K equal to 25 plus 273. So the K equal to 298 Kelvin. Similarly, here temperature in degree Celsius is 373 degrees Celsius. So the K equal to degree Celsius plus 273. So the K equal to 373 plus 273. Now this is equal to, now 373 plus 273, 646 Kelvin. Yes. So dear cadets, now question number 3rd. Give reason for the following observation. Naphthalene balls disappear with the time without leaving any solid. B. If we can get the smell of perfume sitting several meters away. Dear cadets, remember, note down these questions and write their answers also. When the normal classes, if at all is possible, again nobody will teach these questions. So read it properly, understand it properly, make proper notes so that these portions should be considered as a finished portion. And whosoever is teaching, he should start the first chapter. So I am answering this question. As you know, naphthalene balls are made up of naphthalene substance, and naphthalene is sublime substance, means it directly converted into vapor or gaseous state without undergoing liquid state. So whenever or wherever naphthalene balls are kept, directly it will be converted into vapor state without undergoing liquid state. That is why naphthalene balls disappear with the time without leaving any solid. Next question is, we can get the smell of perfume sitting several meters away. Try to understand. Perfumes smell we can feel from far away. What is the reason? Just see. When the perfume smell spread to the air, so there is one process. What is the name of that process? Diffusion. In diffusion, always substance migrate from higher concentration to lower concentration. So where perfume is kept, there the concentration of perfume particles are more. So through the air, they will migrate from that place to another place. That is why the smell of the perfume can be felt from far away. Yes. So now the question number 4 is, arrange the following substances in increasing order of forces of attraction between the particles: water, sugar and oxygen. Question means you have to arrange these particles in order of their increasing force of attraction. In order of increasing their force of attraction. So just try to understand. Water is there, sugar is there and oxygen. Just see. Oxygen is the gas, and you know the interparticle attractive force is negligible in the gaseous. So the least interparticle attractive force will be present in the oxygen. The second number is the water. As you know, the water is the liquid, and interparticle attractive force is in water or in liquid, in between the solid and gas. So the second number who will come? Water. And sugar is the solid substance, and in solid interparticle attractive force is strong. So what is the order here? The weakest interparticle attractive force is present in the oxygen, then water, then sugar. The highest one in the sugar. Yes. So the question number 5 is, what is the physical state of water at 25 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius and 100 degrees Celsius? Don't worry, I will explain one by one. 25 degrees Celsius. A. Just try to understand. 25 degrees Celsius means it is near about room temperature. So just try to understand. At 25 degrees Celsius, water mostly will exist as liquid, but above the surface of liquid, some water vapor droplet can also be present. But mostly at 25 degrees Celsius, water will exist as a liquid only. Second one is, means B is at 0 degrees Celsius. At 0 degrees Celsius, water can exist as a solid and a liquid state. Reason, 0 degrees Celsius is the freezing point of water as well as the melting point of ice. So just try to understand, it will be in the freezing condition. So when it will be freeze, it will be solid. When it will melt, it will be liquid. So at 0 degree Celsius, water can exist as solid as well as in liquid state. 100 degree Celsius is the boiling point of water. So at 100 degree Celsius, water will boil. So it will exist in two forms. When it is boiling, some amount of vapor will also be there, and liquid is already there. So at 100 degree Celsius, water will exist as liquid and vapor state. Exist as liquid and vapor state. Yes. Now question number 6. Dear cadets, as you know that these questions answer means there is no fixed format for answering such type of question. See the question. Give 2 reasons to justify. Water at room temperature is a liquid and iron almirah is a solid at room temperature. Try to understand. In these questions, you have to justify that why water is considered to be the liquid. Means you have to write the characteristics of liquid. Similarly, in the second question, why iron almirah is considered to be the solid, you have to justify. So don't worry, there is no fixed answer for this one. Just I am explaining first one. Water at room temperature is a liquid. So water at room temperature is a liquid because what is the characteristics of liquid? Liquid is not having fixed shape. It will not have fixed shape, but it will have fixed volume. So water is following this criterion. Water shape is not fixed, but volume is fixed. Second one thing, the most important characteristics of liquid is it is having flowing property, fluidity, and water is having fluidity at room temperature. That is why water is considered to be the liquid. And you know the water freezing point is 0 degree Celsius and its boiling point is 100 degree Celsius. So you know the substance is considered to be the liquid if its freezing point is below the room temperature and boiling point is above the room temperature. So just see, what is the liquid? Remember, liquid is the substance whose freezing point is below the room temperature and boiling point is above the room temperature. So just try to understand here, water freezing point is 0 degree Celsius, that is below the room temperature, and its boiling point is 100 degree Celsius, that is above the room temperature. That is why it is a liquid. Now second question is, an iron almirah is solid at room temperature. So why an iron almirah is considered to be the solid at room temperature? So an iron almirah is a solid at room temperature because here again you have to write the characteristics of solid. In iron almirah, particles are closely packed. Now it has got fixed shape, it has got fixed volume. That is why an iron almirah is considered to be the solid.
Go.
Yes. So the answer of iron almirah is here only. Now I am showing this one. You can write in your own words also. If you know the basics, there is no need of writing or copying down these answers. Yes. Why ice is at 273 Kelvin more effective in cooling than water at the same temperature? Once again understand the question. Why is ice at 273 Kelvin more effective in cooling than water at the same temperature? It is very easy answer. Just try to understand. What is the temperature here? 273 Kelvin. 273 Kelvin. At that temperature, ice is better cooling agent than water. Simple. Just see. The freezing point of ice is the freezing point of water is 0 degree Celsius. Stop. So dear cadets, now you want to suppose cool any object. So you will bring ice cube near to that object. Now what ice will do? Ice will absorb heat from other body, means to which you have kept this one in contact. So it will absorb. So ice will absorb the heat equal to their latent heat of fusion, because ice will melt when it will absorb heat from other body, it will melt. So it will absorb heat equal to their latent heat of fusion. While in case of water, it will absorb the heat which is equal to their latent heat of vaporization, but latent, that body will not give that much heat which is equal to their latent heat of vaporization. So ice will be the better cooling agent. Water at the same temperature will not absorb that much heat. Anyhow, if it is absorbing heat, it will absorb heat so that their temperature become equal to the surrounding temperature. So once again I am summarizing this one. Ice will absorb the heat from the body to which it has been kept in contact, which is equal to their latent heat of fusion. While in case of water, it will absorb the heat so that their temperature become equal to the surrounding temperature. So what would be there? As far as cooling is concerned, ice is better cooling agent at 273 Kelvin than water at the same temperature. So dear cadets, now question number 8. What produces more severe burns, boiling water or steam? This is very interesting question. Just see which will produce more severe burns, boiling water or steam. So always remember, any liquid can only be boiled when their temperature become equal to their latent heat of vaporization. Means in the steam condition, when the water will be converted into steam, then what is there? Steam will have more energy than that of boiling water, because in the steam the energy of latent heat of vaporization is also included, and you know the water latent heat of vaporization is 540 kilocalorie per kilogram. So means in the heat near about 550 kilocalorie per kg more heat is there in the steam than that of boiling water. In boiling water, that much heat is not there, while in the steam this much amount of more heat is there. That is why whenever it is kept on any object, so the steam will condense and it will give out that much amount of heat energy, so that it will produce more severe one. Just you remember the conversion of states of matter. So just try to understand, when steam will fall on any object, so steam is the conversion of liquid into gaseous state, but when it will fall on any other object, then back process will be there. Means conversion of gas state to liquid state. Means what is the name of process? Condensation. And condensation always takes place at low temperature. Low temperature means whatever amount of heat it has absorbed while converting the liquid state to gaseous state, same amount of heat it will emit or it will evolve. That is why more severe burn would be there. Always remember, the boiling point, the numerical value of boiling point is equal to the numerical value of condensation point. That is why now this steam will produce more severe burn. In a nutshell, I would like to tell you that steam will have energy which is equal to their latent heat of vaporization. That is why it is more energetic, and whenever it falls on any object, it will emit the energy which is equal to the 540 kilocalorie per kg than that of water. That is why it will produce more severe burn. I will show you the answers also, but for understanding you can understand in this way also. Stop. So the answer of 8th question is given here. Now question number 9. Okay. Question number 9. Name A, B, C, D, E and F in the following diagram showing the change in its state. So just see, here solid is there, here liquid and here gas. Here what is there? Now from this side to this side, increase heat and decrease pressure. From this side to this side, decrease heat and increase pressure. So the conversion of solid into liquid, what is the name of this process? Fusion or melting. So in place of A, what you will write? Fusion or melting. Conversion of liquid into gas, what is the name of this process? B equal to vaporization. Now conversion of gas into liquid, that is condensation. Conversion of liquid into solid, that is solidification, or this is also known as freezing. What is the name of this process? Freezing. Now conversion of solid directly into gas, that is known as sublimation. Now conversion of gas back into solid, that is known as precipitation or deposition. Precipitation or deposition. You don't worry. Now don't get confused. In place of D, you can write freezing. In place of F, you can write solidification or precipitation or deposition. All three are correct. Of D, just a minute. Of D you can write, no, it is correct. In place of D you can write freezing, and in place of F you can write precipitation or solidification or deposition. Both are correct. So dear cadets, in this way the chapter ending exercise of the first chapter is completely completed. All 8-9 questions what were there I have completed. Now your in-text exercise is left. So I will try hard to complete that one also. In between you note down all those things. If any difficulty is there, you can send to my personal WhatsApp number. I will try hard to complete that one also, solve out that one also. Meantime you keep writing all those exercises. If any problem is there, later on also we can solve it. Now for in-text questions, the biggest problem is I have to write the question also. I am not talking of answer, I am talking of question. Again I have to write the questions and their answer. So we'll try hard to complete that one also. So now thank you very much. Keep completing.